Good afternoon, everybody. Edward Leos here, publisher of the Hotel Guide and actually your host of Travel Talk. Really excited about today's podcast because I got a good friend of mine and I want to hear what you guys to hear some of the great things that she has going on in her company and how she's kind of taking travel, a little bit of AI, and combining that into a pretty successful venture. So, Kim, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well. Thank you. I'm so excited to talk to you today.
No, I've had this one penciled in for a while now since we decided, we got our schedules coordinated, and so I'm really excited about letting our audience know a little bit more about you and what you have going on with your venture. So why don't you let us know, or let the audience know a little bit about your background and maybe how you got to Atlas Guru.
Sure. So I actually have a background in digital marketing, specifically in retail. So I've worked in New York City for a little time at Condé Nast. I also worked at Martha Stewart, who was amazing and really enjoyed my time there. And then I went back to my hometown of Seattle, where I worked for Amazon and then Nordstrom, again, all in kind of digital marketing roles. And so after almost 20 years of corporate America, I wanted to build my own business around my passion, which is travel. And so we launched Atlas Guru right before COVID, which really was born out of a need to have a better experience
Yeah.
of combing through travelers, sharing their travel stories and itineraries. I would often go through forums and blogs and kind of piecemeal together from real travelers sharing their experiences. I thought there has to be a better way. So we launched a publishing platform that is all user generated content. It's
Mhm.
open for anybody to self publish their trip reports and share their travel stories. And this past year, we've launched an integrated with AI, and we've
Yeah.
jumped on that Chat GPT bandwagon as so many others have. But what makes us a little bit different is that we're using the technology to build itineraries on the site, but we're using the content and the real travel stories from Atlas Guru to help build that itinerary. So instead of using ChatGPT, which just really goes out on the web to
Yeah.
pull information, we're first using the data on Atlas Guru, which makes it a little bit different. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
No, it actually is a great concept. When we stumbled across each other and I was taking a look at the site, and we've had our offline conversation for, I think it was almost an hour, talking about each other's businesses and where we're going. I was just amazed with what you're doing with the user generated content and the amount of people that are going on there and basically publishing their stuff. You're giving tourists, travelers, if you will, a voice. And I love how you're combining the fact that you're utilizing the AI component and you're utilizing it within the site. Um,
Yeah.
I think that's definitely the uniqueness that really stands out to me, because I think everybody's looking for those resources. We try to do that with the hotel guide as well, kind of having those resources for people to kind of go to. But I love what you're doing with Atlas Guru and everything as well. Are there any particular destinations or corners of the world that are really standing out with some of the things that you have on Atlas Guru?
I mean, it's so interesting. We have a ton on social South America, lots
Mhm.
of Peru, Bolivia, Argentina. We have a pretty adventurous group actually on Atlas Guru. So lots of hiking. We have a couple of different pieces of content that are around like surfing in Ecuador.
Wow.
So, we really have kind of wide and varied, but we definitely have a little bit more of an adventurous bent, it seems. I think maybe that audience loves to talk and share and give their trips and advice. And also, these are more complicated trips, right? So people
Yeah.
are sharing, how they're going down the coast of Ecuador, and when they go inland, and how they're building their trips. And so yeah, I'm just seeing a lot around South America, which is pretty cool.
Wow, that's awesome. I was looking at some of the content that you sent me too, and I was looking at the Central Mexico piece, and
Hmm.
obviously the foodie side of things was like standing out to me big
Hmm.
time with reference to that. So the experiential side of things, we talked about this before. the importance of how experiences are really just taking the front seat to everyone's travel. Can you speak a little to that? The importance of how you're seeing experiences help excel your business, but also just a travel experience?
Yeah, absolutely. I think people want more out of their travel these days. Resorts are amazing. I love them myself too. But I think what you're talking about is food destinations,
Mhm.
hiking, again, surfing, wellness, just continues to grow. And I think all the properties are taking advantage of that and thinking about how can they expand their wellness offerings. Again, I don't know if I mentioned but hiking
Mhm.
and that sort of thing. So yes, experiences are important and our users want to share that. Is there ski trip destinations,
Mhm.
tennis travel destinations? So experiences just continue to grow. And again, I think it's for our users like to talk about it and like to share. So
Yeah, and I think that's the premise. When you've got a forum and you got a safe space for people to put their thoughts out there in a positive way, I think it's always great for people to kind of go to. So, do you know? I mean, I'm assuming you know, but how many members you roughly have who are giving you content?
yeah, we'll probably have, well over 1,000 itineraries and trip reports on
Wow.
AtlasGuru across 500 or so plus contributors. So, and they vary in range. We
Sure.
have some that are, just somebody that just wants to quickly share their itinerary and share it with their friends and family. And then we have some that are mini influencers and, have Instagram accounts, but they don't want to manage and deal with a blog. So
Yeah.
kind of have a spectrum when it comes to, who is sharing on Atlas Guru.
Oh, that's fantastic. So speaking of, we're finishing up. We're actually heading into the second quarter of the year, and
Mhm.
it's which is crazy. What do you guys have on tap for the remainder of 2024? Or maybe what are some of the things that people can maybe looking for with Atlas Guru as they find you?
Yeah, we are going to continue to double down on using AI technology in various forms throughout the site. So it's not only itinerary building, we also want to use AI to help make it easier for those to create trip reports. So you can imagine somebody may just want to enter in some photos, some locations, maybe some of the
Mhm.
highlights, and then AI can start taking on, and then users can just edit.
Yeah.
That would be, the goal that we're looking at. And then also be able to use AI technology in a video capacity to
Wow.
take these beautiful trip reports with images and content and then have that create a video out of that. So we're looking at a lot of different ways that we can use AI throughout the site. And then on top of that, we want to make sure that users can then actually make these experiences come to life. So we're going to start partnering more with tour operators to be able to make these trips a reality for them.
That's fantastic. So I love the fact that you're taking the user experience, but then you're also transferring it to somebody else if they want to go take those trips. I think that's what everybody I think looks for. We want to have those one stop shops. Where you can kind of go and you're reading about something, and then you just go, you're able to book it or do it. And so I think that's a great component. So let's segue a little bit from travel on the site to travel for you personally. I always ask my guests. I mean, we're a travel, a travel podcast here. So tell me some of your favorite destinations that you have seen so far, and then we'll jump into some bucket lists. Where are some places you want to go? So tell the audience some of the places that you just love to visit so far.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I'm planning a trip, I always try to add a little bit of adventure plus a little bit of maybe city lux or something. Or it doesn't have to be city lux, but a little bit of luxury within that. So, some amazing trips I've taken. I've done New Zealand, where we've hiked the Route Burn trek, excuse me, and then we've also, driven the whole South Island. We had some amazing experiences throughout New Zealand. Other favorites, Morocco is amazing. Spent some time in the Atlas Mountains doing some hiking, and then also was just in Marrakesh and an amazing hotel there and exploring the city. So Morocco's up there. And then Turkey, I loved. Again, amazing country, really interesting. Went to Cappadocia, went to Istanbul. So I feel pretty lucky. I've had some great trips.
Those are some great trips. Are you a foodie at heart?
I am a foodie, and actually, I love Mediterranean food. So I
Mhm.
kind of lean a little in the vegetarian world, and so I love lots of amazing vegetables. Like the peaches in Turkey are amazing.
Really? Wow.
Pomegranate juice, peaches in Turkey. Any of the kind of Mediterranean foods, fresh seafoods,
Mhm.
lots of vegetables. I love it.
Wow, you're making me hungry already. So, all right. So those are some of the great destinations you've already been to. What are some of the bucket list items you have? Because I know a lot of us we still want to travel, got places to go. So where do you want to go?
Yeah, I've never been to outside of Morocco, anywhere else within Africa. So definitely want to do safari. I mean, that it has to be up there. I want to do it right. I wanted the amount of time to be there.
Yeah.
So that is always up there. Trekking in Bhutan is up there.
Wow.
So that is something I definitely want to do. And then this fall, I have a pretty cool trip going to Scotland. So going to spend some time in Edinburgh and then going up to the Highlands. So I'm excited about that.
Wow, that's going to be a great trip. Well, we're definitely going to have to get some of that content to put into the hotel guide as well.
Oh,
So
yes.
that'd be perfect. So we've got we got about a few minutes here. Anything else that you want to touch on with regards to Atlas Guru? I'm actually curious. I never asked you this before, but how'd you come with the name?
I was thinking about, the site is all about travelers sharing their
Yeah.
trips and their stories, and so they are the guru, right? They are the ones sharing their experiences. They are the ones that have been on that destination and have the knowledge and experience. So guru came to mind, and then Atlas, of course. So it's the world and the globe, and so that combination just seemed to work. So
I love it too because it would be if you want to go back to the old school, it's first in the phone book.
yeah,
So I mean,
yeah,
from a
yeah. I
marketing
guess they have that advantage. Absolutely.
from a marketing perspective, I was like, oh, she knew what she was really doing there. So I love that about you and what you're doing with the company. I think it's poised for some massive growth. And I think from our audience, from my audience to your audience, I know that there may be some alignments down the line as well. So maybe we'll be touching on that later on as well. But any final thoughts with regards to what you have on tap, anything in the future, or just how can people find you?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Go to atlasguru.com. We'd love to hear any travel stories. Anybody can just register and share their trips. So I encourage anybody to do that. And then you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, at Atlas Guru. So
Well, perfect. Well, the time goes by so darn fast. We covered a lot of topics, but when we're talking about taking basically a tech company and utilizing the ability for real content from people, user generated content, and pairing those two together, it's just a win-win situation, particularly in today's society. And I love when you started it and you took something that was challenging and turned it into something that's better. And I think that's what people, when you build a business, that's one of the things that you want to do is make the world a little bit a better place, but make things a little easier for people as well. And so you turn something that was a little bit challenging into something that's great. So again, I want to thank you for being on the show today, Kim. It's been an honor to have you and let our audience know a little bit about what is happening at Atlas Guru and such the great things that you have on tap as well. So thanks for being on the show today.
yes, thank you so much. It was so great to catch up with you.
Definitely. So, to all our audience out there, please like, please share, please subscribe to this. You'll see this on thehotelguide.com. Make sure you find Atlas Guru on all the socials and then also on their website too. We'll have that in the comments as well. But until then, as we always like to say, travel and let's make some memories. And until the next time, everybody take care and be following us as well. All right. Talk soon.